It's great to be in LA. I want to thank the Rose Bowl for having us out here. It's going to be a great experience for our kids this entire week. We're looking forward to the weather and the game on January 1st.
All right, we'll open it up for questions. Again,
For these guys here, I'm excited as a coach, and I think our whole staff is excited to play here in Pasadena in the 100th Rose Bowl, and that's where the focus should be. But I think up front, maybe inside our D tackle spot, we had more rotation and more fresher guys inside than maybe the ends. But I've always been one of I don't want to take our best guys out, and to take either one of these guys off the field, probably not very smart coaching move. So the only time they really come off, and really the only time they'll come off in the game is if they need a blow. And we may have to give them a new signal this week if Coach Burton wants to take them out just to rotate some guys. If they can signal back like that, like ho, 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 where they can stay in. We'd have to put a new signal in. But we like to keep our best guys out on the field. And they've earned coming to the Rose Bowl. They've got us here. They put pressure on the quarterback. They put pressure on the run game. And they deserve to play every minute of the Rose Bowl. And I haven't looked back since. And I'm anxious to see what Kyler Ellsworth and Darren Harris can do at that Mike linebacker spot. And so I'm actually anxious. I've seen what number 40's done for years, and I don't remember the last game we've had a different Mike in there. But I'm anxious to see what somebody else can do at that position. And I think Coach Tressel's done a great job of coaching those guys, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I think we probably had as many in that game as we had the entire year after that. So I don't think that's a weakness at all for us, and I hope they throw the ball up in the air, because that's hopefully a 0-yard gain and a low percentage throw. So we invite that with Trey Waynes and Darquez and Isaiah and Curtis Drummond, that no-fly zone. We'd like them to throw it up there because it's I feel pretty good with what we've got back there. Yeah, Matt, we've got a lot of smart guys out there, and Coach Tressel sits in the linebacker room, and it's not like he's just talking to one guy. He's talking to everybody in there, and I just noticed Denikos Allen yesterday speaking more. I think when you got a guy in the middle that you trust, and just like Gina or Marcus here, if I know what I'm doing, then these guys can be quiet. But if the guy in the middle is not there, I think Denikos could take over and make the calls. He's been hearing it, but Denikos doesn't speak up a whole bunch because he doesn't have to. But now maybe he has to. But I really, because he's been in those game situations, but I really trust Kyler Ellsworth and Darren Harris to make those calls. It's not very difficult. They just haven't had the opportunity. So it's all about opportunity. Max has had the opportunity to done it and done a great job throughout his career. And these other guys, that's why we practice. If we didn't have any practice time and those guys didn't take any reps and they were on the IR, then maybe I'd have concern. But, I've got no fear those guys can do what they need to do. Guys splitting reps, and it is a competition, Joe. We're going to find out, really who's going to be the starter. I feel great with either one of them, to be honest with you. I mean, flip a coin. If we had to flip a coin on Wednesday to see who's going to start, I'd be fine with that, too. I really feel good with how they practiced yesterday and what they've done the entire year. Some guys just don't get a shot. Trey Waynes didn't have a shot a year ago to be a starter because of Johnny Adams, and he got a shot. And like I said, he played phenomenal in the bowl game, and he played phenomenal last spring, all camp. And I don't know if he's had a bad day of practice. I can't say that about either one of these two guys because they've had bad practices. Trey Waynes hadn't had a bad practice. So, I mean, it's the same thing with those guys. They just haven't had a shot to show that they can get it done and make those calls and be the leader of that defense. And so it'll be fun. So they are splitting reps, and I don't know who it'll be, but it is a competition. Because I think, to have your name on the starting list, when Lewandowski asks us next Tuesday or Wednesday who's going to start, I think to have your name be a starter for the Rose Bowl, for the 100th, game, I think that's a special moment, and those guys are going to work for it.
Huge reason we're here. I mean, it's the fact that we're in Pasadena is, it's because of him and his defensive schemes. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's a disappointing situation. As far as the team goes, we just got to stay focused. I mean, we came here for a reason. We got a big game to play, and he's part of the team. He's a brother to us, and the game goes out to him. So we're gonna play for him, and we're gonna put all we got for him. The big part of this defense, and that's the big reason we're here is because of Max. Yeah, I mean, like Shalik said, it's exciting. I mean, it's a whole new team, whole new personnel. You see all new faces on the sheets. Guy looks like Sadler, Mike Sadler. There's a bunch of guys that look like us. But I mean, it's watching film. It's exciting because it's a whole new team, a whole new scheme. You know, they got the big guys, and it's gonna be fun to play against them because they have no idea what we do. And I mean, it's gonna be, as far as defense, I mean, we're gonna come out here and we're gonna do what we do.
I knew he was coming back. I threatened him the week before. No, I'm just joking. No, I mean, it's great to have him on there. I mean, have him at practice, have him in the games. He's a brilliant man. He's like a mad scientist when it comes to, football. So I had to keep him here for another year. No, but it's nice to have him, especially because, he pumps up the team. And if if you're on the field or at practice and you see the passion within his eyes, you understand that you want to get your job done even more. I mean, it's a complete letdown to you and everyone else. And the worst thing is letting him down. So, to have him there to keep pushing you, even when he doesn't have to say anything, even though he is going to say something, just to have him there to push you, it's great. And it makes you want to be a better player. It makes you want to play hard every play. It makes you want to give your all, and make sure that, he doesn't feel like you let him down. Because, that's one of the biggest things. You never want to let your coach down. If you keep studying film, you can find tendencies. You can understand what they do well, what they don't do so well. You can understand where they're going, just by their stance. There's a lot of things you can understand from film. So, it is a big difference from, playing that team in the past year to, not playing this team at all, being the first time playing them. But I would say that film helps. Film helps a lot, and it helps you understand, what works well for you and, what worked well for the whole defense and what doesn't work so well for that offense. But it'll be a great challenge to get out there against those guys. We're going to play hard like we always do. I mean, we come out fired up. You see our defensive coordinator. So, it's going to be a rumble in the jungle for sure. Coach Narduzzi and Rush said, guys have to step up. That's basically what this team is about. Guys stepping up, taking places. He was a great contributor to this team, and he's always going to be one of our brothers. But we're looking forward to the Rose Bowl. I send my condolences out to him and his family, but we're focused on the goal at hand, and that's accomplishing a win in the Rose Bowl. I mean, it's pretty obvious. They have a lot of big guys up front. I mean, they're a very powerful team, heavy-set team. They're going to try to run down your throat, and they're not going to hide anything that they're going to do. It's going to be right in front of you. And the biggest thing is you just have to stop them. And, I mean, we pride ourselves on stopping the run. So, I mean, we're going to really get after it. It's going to be a fun game for us, fun game for them, and, it'll be one for the ages.
The different personalities, they all contrast, but they all mesh at the right times. Like Coach Doozy, everybody knows he's a rah-rah type guy. He's going to fire you up, motivate you. It was just only a matter of time they started clicking, and they got to clicking, and I'm looking for a big stage. It's a big stage for those guys, and I'm looking forward to them making plays and looking forward for us to make plays too. Never been here before, big stage, and not only for us, for past players as well that came to Michigan State, such as the Kirk Cousins and the Trenton Robinson and all the guys before us that played that haven't had the chance to play in the Rose Bowl. This is the granddaddy of them all, like everybody say. But it's a big stage for us, not only for us, the teammates. We're not playing for only us, but we're also playing for past teammates, for past coaches that's never been here, and also for Spartan Nation. So it's a big stage for us. We all blessed with this opportunity, and we glad we at this stage, and we're glad we playing this great team at Stanford just to showcase us all being defensive players, just showcase how good we are for one last time and just going out on top. Yeah, he really hasn't compared the teams, the secondary, which he played on, and what me and Isaiah playing on today. He hasn't compared them, but he also throughout this year he been saying we got to get back to the Rose Bowl. Just talking to me and Isaiah both, and pretty much motivating us and telling us how it is out here, how's the lifestyle is, how big it is, and about the parades and just about the game, just the venue of the game. He talked about that and leading up to this game and throughout the bowl prep at school. He told us you got to have that the 50-50 thing. You got to know when to turn it on and off. Such as Isaiah said, is this a business trip?
I'm definitely going to be more vocal. As we all know, Max was the vocal point of our defense. So, everybody on this defense is going to have to step up and be more vocal. They all are different, type people. Have different personalities, but I think what's most interesting about the four coaches is their knowledge of the game and their style of coaching. They have a unique way of coaching. Well, really their whole line. They have a very experienced offensive line. They're all seniors, or most of them seniors, and they're just physical. Try to knock you off the ball. Try to pancake you, and we're a physical defense, so they all stand out, and it's just a challenge for us, and it's a challenge for them as well. They haven't seen a defense like us before, or a defense like ours, and it's going to be interesting going up against them, but we're all looking forward to it. It's a different experience, been next to Max for 3 years, and for the last game of our season or career here, him not being here is different, but I'm pretty confident in Darian Harris and Kyler Ellsworth to step up, and I'm pretty comfortable playing next to them as well. So, Kyler Ellsworth, he's a senior too. He's been with us the whole time, so it's not like it's something new. We've played next to each other before, but we're just going to have to make some adjustments, and that's what we do. Players make plays, and it's as simple as that. If I'm be on this stage, I'm gonna step up and play the game I've been playing all year. Nothing's changed, but I face a lot better tight ends than what we're facing, and I face some good tight ends, so I'm not really worried about the size advantage. It's gonna be a physical game, and I'm used to it. So
how important of a game this is, that you got to bring it. When you come out here, you got to bring it. You ain't just coming out here just to, have fun in L.A. and party and this and that. You got to go ahead of you. And, you have to meet that goal, you have to, stay focused. You got to be a leader out there. You can't go out in the game not knowing what to do and just be out there stuck. And, defense, one of our power parts is stopping the run. And Stanford, they're running the ball. And we see that all the time, playing in the Big Ten. That's what you see all the time, teams pounding the ball, stacking a lot of guys on the line, just trying to pound the ball, run you down the field. And that's one of our things, man, just, stopping the run. We pride ourselves on stopping the run, and that's what makes us such a great defense. So, that's what we're going to do, try to stop the run. Let them try to pound the ball, let them just do that, get those little yards as they can.